Welcome to a new playthrough. Uh, I should probably at some point finish the two I was mentioning. I might do that tomorrow. Anywho, this is Rogue Trader, Warhammer 40k. One of the best, like settings in any sci-fi, fantasy, whatever you want to call this, dark dystopian. One of the best settings I've ever seen. Like, there's like Star Wars, there's Avatar, all that's cool. Really cool. Then you got this, which is just humans versus aliens versus robots versus demons. There's tons of stuff in this, and it's really sick. I played this a little bit. I haven't actually, like, I don't really remember too much, and I think my character was kind of weak. And this is kind of a longer game, I think, so I figured maybe it's best if I just do a campaign for it, so I'll do it for the channel. So far we got the main story and the Void Shadows, which is the first DLC. I got the other DLC, but it's not released yet, so we gotta wait for that. But once it happens, hopefully it's tax on and we can just go into the next DLC with our character. That's what I hope. Anywho, I'm gonna do that. This game was kind of difficult, so what I'm gonna do, instead of doing the hardest difficulty like I do every time, I am probably just gonna do normal. So it's easy for, you know, everyone watching. They don't have to see me die and die and die and die over and over again. And honestly, I don't know, I'm not, you know, the genius when making characters, especially since I'm going to be randomizing. I don't know what the best thing is. I tried to be a, like, officer and lean towards that, but it didn't really work out. So we'll see. So you got your, you know, basic pre-made people if you want to use them. This was kind of like what I was. Kind of a warrior build. But we're gonna make our own. So, yeah. Create your own own rogue trader from scratch. The possibilities are endless when it comes to customizing your character, choosing their home world, gender, background, and more. And you can choose from a wide variety of combat, social, and technical skills and abilities which determine how your character interacts with the world and what kind of challenges they are capable of overcoming. Finally, you can choose your character's archetype. Each archetype path offers its very own unique set of opportunities and challenges, so choose wisely. With all these customizations, you'll make a truly one-of-a-kind rogue trader and embark on an adventure unlike any other in the world of Warhammer 40k. So we're doing that. I'm gonna do a guy. I don't know. The one thing I don't like about Warhammer is just all the cybernetics, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe it's just because I feel like, oh, that's painful and gross, but I guess everyone else likes it, so either this guy or maybe this guy. Definitely not this guy. We'll go for that guy, sure. We'll just go basic, because honestly you can't tell the, you can't see the character too well, which is sad, but it's whatever. Oh my gosh. Sorry, one sec. I don't want augmentations because, yeah.
A new challenge for me.
Okay, we'll do that. Alright, this is where it gets interesting. So, if you've never heard of 40k, Warhammer 40k, there's probably millions of worlds, millions of different environments, peoples, cultures inside the Imperium of Man, which is the biggest thing of humanity left, I would say. And we're basically racist religious zealots, so there's that whole thing, which is kind of bad, but you know, it's fun for the plot because everyone's the bad guy. So I'll read these descriptions just so you know, like, the information of, like, what it means. Kind of like to get an idea of what the backgrounds of planets are. You got the Death World. On Death World, the plants, beasts, and sometimes even the environment itself take aggressive and destructive forms inimical to human life. Whilst exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Death Worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardiest and most resilient populations in the galaxy. Those tested and found wanting die young. And it gives you all these characteristics and talents, but we'll go into that after we randomly pick ours. So I'll do the random for the homeworld, but then I feel like I can't for the rest because that's a little might screw me over really bad. Voidborns are human birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on void ships become inured to some extent due to their reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or strangeness to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart from others. A hive world's population is so dense that great swaths of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's armies in vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals, and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations as well. Forge World. Forge Worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Just to clear up this early, the Astra Militarum is also known as the Imperial Guard, are just the basic, cannon fodder of the Imperial Army. They go out there, they're armed with kind of weaker weapons. They don't really got armor, and there's a ton of them. That's the only strength they have, is they have so many vehicles and so many men that there is literally just like a tsunami of them. And, power doesn't really matter in that scenario unless you're facing something really dangerous, which in that case you're screwed anyway. So yeah, they're pretty cool. They're just your basic World War II soldier, basically. And they get laser weapon rifle things called lasguns, which can blow off concrete and pieces of arms and stuff. Which sounds overpowered, but it's not, because it's Warhammer. Everything is super overpowered, and that's one of the weakest weapons, which is scary. Then the Adeptus Mechanicus, as I go into that, is there was a bunch of people on Mars there was a scenario where AI happened and there was a whole AI revolt that almost killed everyone. These guys on Mars, however, love machines and AI and VI and stuff, and they work with that, and they actually have a machine god they pray to called the Omnissiah. And these guys are just nerds and geeks and engineers and mechanical people, so it's kind of cool, but I wouldn't want to live over there. And they make everything for the Imperium. They make all the guns, all the tanks, all the giant Imperial Knights, which are giant things. Yeah, it's just, they make everything, so they're one of the best guys for humanity. Forge worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus, entire planets ceded to the demands of vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing super complex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different forge worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. These are often colored by the technologies they specialize in manufacturing. The bulk of a forge world's population is utilized as a labor force, whilst the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. The Imperial World. An Imperial World is one of the million planets united by the belief in the immortal God Emperor. As the name suggests, he was a super wizard warrior guy that brought humanity together after the whole AI thing and everyone turned into barbarians. And he's the whole reason the Imperium is what it is today, and now he's kinda dead, kinda not. He's sitting on this thing called the Golden Throne, keeping star travel working for humanity for the price of 1,000 psychers, which are the magicians. They do magic and stuff. 1,000 psyker souls a day, so he eats their souls. Yeah, it's not fun. Hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations, the inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are nevertheless part of the Imperium. And the final one is a fortress world. Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen is a soldier, trained to fight for the moment they can handle a weapon. So, from this point, we'll do 1 through 6. And that'll tell us where we came from, which will pretty much guide our class and everything else. So, pick a number between 1 and 6.
3.
3. We're from a hive world. I think this is what I had before too. So, hive world characters. This is like these are like skills and perks we get for our hive world. So, the first one's a feature, which that's like the perk. Hive world characters gain +1 fellowship, which fellowship is you're basically like your persuasion. Yeah. So hive world characters gain +1 plus your fellowship bonus divided by 2 resolve, which resolve is momentum. We'll get into that later. There are 3 or more creatures, allies or enemies in a 3-cell radius. Yeah. So if there's a bunch of people around your people and you're near them, everyone is just more ready to attack and stuff. It's really good. Yeah, they suffer a -2 penalty to resolve with no creatures around. That's the only drawback. For our basically like our skill checks, we get +5 fellowship, which is persuasion and coercion. You can pause and read if you want to learn exactly what it does. Agility is just dodging, initiative, stuff like that. I guess it also affects demolition somehow. But we get -5 to willpower, which is for psychic powers and resisting magic stuff. Which, okay, we're not going to be a psyker. That's the only thing we got to learn from that. And these are like the skills we can unlock. Hive World characters can pass willpower resistance tests using their fellowship value instead if it is higher, which is really good for us because we got higher fellowship, lower willpower. All ranged weapons dealing physical damage have +1 damage, +5% armor penetration, +1 rate of fire, and -5 to recoil. Rate of fire, I'm pretty sure, is just the amount of bullets you can shoot in one turn. Hive World characters gain a 50% bonus to dodge against the first attack of opportunity every round, which is really good. If a Hive World character has melee superiority against the enemy, the effect is increased by +10. If an enemy has melee superiority against a Hive World character, the effect is decreased by 10. So, yeah. If a Hive World character starts their turn adjacent to an ally character, that Hive World gains +2 movement points. If a Hive World character ends their turn adjacent to allies, they all gain +2 movement points on their next turn. So that's really good for just moving around. So this whole thing it stacks with Hive World if you haven't figured that out. So, yeah. It's really good. So now we're gonna pick our basically class. So we got the Astra Militarum Commander. Those are the guys in charge of those millions of regular Joes going out to war. The Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium and the first line of defense from the myriad threats that endanger the existence of humanity in the 41st millennium. You have served as one of the commanders of an Astra Militarum regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. You got the Commissaire. This is what I played last time. Commissaires of the Officio Prefectus are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of the Astra Militarum Regiment. You used to be one of these faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of Imperium authority regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else, but yeah. You got the Crime Lord. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours cannot so easily be constrained. The dark paths of smugglers and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Got the Ministorum Priest. The Ecclesiarchy, known formerly as the Adeptus Ministorium, is a vast institution that oversees the galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium, because everyone worships the God Emperor, because he saved us. The ecclesiarchy's complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensure the prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all the while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. So you got your priest. The Navy officer. Navy is not like you're thinking Navy like ships in the way you're thinking. It's starships because we're in space. So, yeah. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. Warp travel, think of it like light speed or whatever you want to do, like Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever. It's like that when they go super fast in the ship. But we go through hell to do it. Because hell is a real place in this game. In this whole setting. Yeah, and that's a really bad place. Well, we got to go through it because we don't got something called the webway that a couple other people do have, but we don't because we don't like technology for some reason. Maybe because of the AI. But, yeah, we go through hell, and that's warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and a commander of a void ship hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. Got the noble. The high nobility of the Imperium are an enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You expected their obedience and lived upon their fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family and solemn fealty. Yeah, sometimes words. Honestly, I'm fine with all of these besides being a psyker. So I might randomize between them besides psykers. Anyway, here's the fun guys. Everyone loves the psykers. They're fun. Just not in this game because they kind of suck. Psykers are feared and distrusted, but are nonetheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The rule of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica is to recruit and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful who somehow survive the rigorous sanctioning rituals are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by wielders of the warp powers. Which, yeah, as you figured, these magicians to do stuff like throw lightning and fireballs and maybe even just alter reality itself, they gotta channel hell through their brain into their hand, which risks demons. You can get possessed. You can get demons tear through your body like a portal. Like they'll just rip through your body to get out, and they'll do it. And they've done it a lot. So psychers are kind of not trusted unless you're like the Grey Knights and, you know, you've been training for it forever. Yeah, the mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by wielders of warp powers. You were one of these found worthy to serve humanity and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Note, and this is a big thing for psychers, damaging psyker powers count as weapon attacks, counting towards the normal attack limit per turn, and gaining all the benefits of abilities and talents, increasing the damage of attacks. For example, a soldier using run and gun ability will be able to use damaging psyker powers twice per turn, and an operative's analyze enemy ability affects the damage of damaging psyker powers. Also, the more you use your psychic powers, the more this warp buildup happens through you, and then just bullcrap can start happening, like maybe more enemies appear, or more, maybe you guys just all get, you know, psychic damage and almost die from overuse, stuff like that. So it's not really fun to have on the team. They can be really powerful though, but it's not worth it in my opinion. Anywho, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 through 6 again. And I got a 6, so I'll be a noble, I guess. So, nobles have a couple things. Their main feature is you serve me. The noble assigns one ally who will become their servant until end of combat. Anytime the noble's abilities affect the servant gains +5 to all characteristics until the start of the noble's next turn, which is really good. Anytime the servant attacks a target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the servant gains +10 plus the noble's fellowship bonus % critical chance against that target, which is really high for me right now, because that'd be 10 plus I think another 10, so that'd be at least 20% critical hit chance. We get characteristic and skill modifiers. We get intelligence. Intelligence is for ranged attacks. It also affects our lore. Lore is just how, you know, does our character know what's happening? Which, if they don't, I do, because I'm kind of a Warhammer nerd. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Fellowship is what we said before, persuasion and all that. Then we got these skills. Coercion represents a character's talent to manipulate others through intimidation and reach their desired goals via threats and pressure during dialogue. And persuasion's the same, it's just a little nicer. We do good impressions and peacefully convince them. So it can do either one. We got also another +5 to fellowship because of our characteristic. Yeah, this is after we advance our origin, which I actually haven't done that before, so I don't know how far that is. But we increase that fellowship by 5 and persuasion by another 10, which is really good. And these are the skills we can unlock with a noble. You do something. If a noble uses an ability on their servant, the servant gains 1 action point next turn, does not stack with itself. The noble gains +2 movement points every turn, which means I can just sprint across the map. If the servant has less than 30% maximum wounds, the noble can use You Serve Me once more in battle, designating a new servant and removing the effect from the previous one. So I can like change just to make sure my effect keeps happening. If the noble and servant are adjacent to each other at the start of the noble's turn, they both gain temporary wounds, which is your health, equal to the servant's tough bonus or the noble's fellowship bonus, depending on which is higher, which will be my fellowship, which is like +10 or so by now. So we get 10 health. And this is if the servant kills the target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the noble gains 1 action point next turn. So, all really good. Basically, I'm just going to be playing with my people I bring along and using them to help advance both of us. So this is my triumph. Basically, this is my great deed that makes me stand out. Then we'll have Darkest Hour, which is, you know, what really went wrong. So we get bonuses and drawbacks. It's just trying to equal each other out and give flavor text. So, Apex of Brilliance. Your strong presence and persuasiveness stopped a feudal war happening between neighboring systems. You were named planetary governor and survived having made useful connections on both sides of the law. Or you had a rival noble's house's reputation destroyed and its members exiled from the sector. This is actually different from when I set up my characters, so I guess each origin, each like character build you go off of has different triumphs and I guess darkest hours too, so these are all pretty good. Commerce is for, yeah, how much can I get from selling stuff and how much can I decrease the cost of stuff while also maybe opening up more merchants through dialogue. This one's just persuasion, and this is coercion, which is, yeah. Try and think of what I would pick. I don't know if I would be this brutal. This one's kind of cool. I feel like I'd do this one though. And this is the bad. So, the Grim Portents. The mysterious tome that was discovered in your family library exacted, I don't know why it took me a second, exacted a terrible toll on your mind. Brand of shame, you are a bastard, an illegitimate member of a family that immediately turned its back on you. Or you were kidnapped for ransom and your captors mistreated you up until the moment you were released. I don't know what this is. Carouse. This skill is affected by the toughness characteristic. It represents the ability to resist negative effects applied by poisons, stimulators, or alcohol, and it may give access to new dialogue options. Well, if it has dialogue options, I don't want to get rid of it, but I think all of them do. I feel like if I'm a noble, I'm not going to know much about the warp, because you don't really do that. You let everyone else worry about that. So I think this would make most sense. Yeah. And this is the stuff we can like go off of, like the kind of classes kind of builds off of our origins. So we can either be the warrior, which is all about melee and really heavy armor. Officer is that what I had before? I either had officer or soldier last time. Officers use willpower and fellowship to improve allies during combat. We give extra turns, single target buffs, rescuing allies, and momentum. We don't really do damage at all. Operatives use intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in enemy defenses. Soldiers use, guns to do a lot of moving around and damage from range. And blade dancers are deadly masters of the sword, specializing in delivering flurries of rapid strikes. Prefer to avoid enemy attacks either by parrying, dodging, or quickly repositioning before enemy counterattacks. Can even parry ranged attacks. That's insane. I don't want to be the boring officer again, but I might have to because that just goes off of what I have. So I might have to. I've never seen this one. Anyway, I guess I gotta do this because I have really good fellowship, unless there's another one that does it. Yeah, so plus 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 plus. I mean, I got a lot in that actually. I'm gonna do this though. Yeah. Okay, and this is like our skills and roll checks and stuff. Basically your DE&D stuff. This goes up by 5, so so we got weapon skill. That's how we parry, reduce enemy chances to parry against melee attacks, all that. Ballistic skill, strength. This ballistic skill just makes sure our bullets hit. Strength is how much you do with melee. Toughness is how much damage and effects you can shake off. Agility is for all that. Dodge reduction, dodge chance for me, and demolition, I guess. Intelligence is for the lore and all that. Fellowship is really good. So I might put 2 in Fellowship for me. I'm thinking I put 1 more into this just to get all the lore. Then I'm gonna put perception just so I can try to that's also good. I can tell when people are lying to me. Demolition is just for deactivating traps and using explosives to blast containers open or break through closed doors or block passages. Might as well. And then stand the horrors of the warp. Exert control over a crowd or interrogate a heretic. Okay, I might want that actually. Interrogation. Alright, and then we got our ship. So we get 2 basically. I don't know if it actually makes a difference or not, but we got the Sword class and the Falchion class. The Sword class frigate is a classic void ship design proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respectable survivability. Estimated dimensions is 1.6 kilometers in length, 0.3 kilometers of beam at the fins, approximately. And it weighs a ton, and it has up to 26,000 people on it. Yeah, because these are massive. The Von Valancius flagship, which we'll get to that name later, is the mightiest void ship belonging to the Von Valancius dynasty. Every system aboard this frigate has been tried and tested in innumerable engagements. Its weapons and turrets deliver hard-hitting volleys with pinpoint accuracy. Its plasma drives are rugged yet reliable in extreme conditions. The flagship's size and maneuverability are perfect for pursuing smaller, faster raiders and for hunting the countless pirates, Xenos, and heretics in the Kronos expanse. Numerous Von Valancius rogue traders have acknowledged the exceptional performance of this vessel, and with a few minor updates, the flagship has continued to faithfully serve the Von Valancius dynasty. It's kind of hard to say these names. Then we got the Falchion class frigate. The Falchion class frigate is more advanced and modern design that would that was developed only 5 centuries ago, but has already proven to be as good as veteran frigates like the Sword class. This is way bigger. It has a couple more people on it. So it's 2.2 kilometers in length, and it has 27,000 people aboard, so another 1,000. The Von Valentius flagship is the mightiest void ship belonging to the Von Valentius dynasty. Every system aboard this frigate has been tried and tested. Let's see if there's any difference. Yeah, it's the same flavors text. It's just saying that this one is newer, basically. I don't know if there's actually a difference besides just look. So I guess it's just look for me. I mean, I do like the guns on that. Is there even guns on this? Unless those things on the side are, but I think those are escape pods or something. I don't even see guns on this thing. Unless it's those holes there. And there's some guns on the top, I guess, the turrets. Well, turret. Yeah, it's this one has more guns on it, so I'll take it. And we can name it. I don't know, what's a good one? Let's just name it. Well, I was gonna say something lame like broadsides, but if I look up Imperium ship names, they're really cool. Like Warhammer 40K spaceship names. Yeah, like you got the Dominator, the Pride of the Emperor, the Blade of Numark, stuff like that. So I'll take I don't know, the Golden Spear. I don't know, that's lame too. It's whatever. I don't name ships. Wait, what would be name? I just want to see the random. What do you put for random? Righteous Absolution, Apex Predator. That's actually sick. Okay, I'll go for the Apex Predator. This is our character. We got really good persuasion and commerce, and coercion, but that's about it. We're kind of dumb in everything else. And we got good fellowship, intelligence, and agility, but everything else is basic. That's fine. Ignatius. Let's go Ignatius. Actually, Ignatius is second. Aye. I gotta confirm it. There you go. Yeah, so it gets intense really fast. Sorry, I didn't see that in the corner. Ah, yes.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Yeah, so in dialogue we have a bunch of choices we can make, and some have skill checks. I don't know if we'll get to that yet or not. Yeah, and I'll let you guys read these. I'll pop them on the screen if you want to pause and read them just to get a better understanding than what I can say really fast. Yeah. I mean, the guy was close, like probably the closest you could get to another part, like Jesus in the flesh kind of thing. But he wasn't. He was not. He's not Jesus. I'm just saying he's not God, because he kills people a lot. He kills tons of people. He didn't want to get worshipped though, but he didn't really get a choice because he got kind of wounded and eventually wilted away and died. But everyone worships him now, and if you don't and you're a human, that is heresy and you must die. So
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
yeah, this is a rogue trader. Basically, little guys going around doing random stuff. Yeah, we find different places and explore it, but we also do like stuff on the side that no one else is doing. So gosh, you may call me your grace. I mean, I might as well, because I'm a noble.
My deepest respects to you, your grace. A noble of the Imperium. It's been a long time since Providence last brought such eminent guests aboard this vessel.
Yeah, that's the Imperium.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
One second, sorry. Okay, let's just check this one.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the Gold Emperor's service. And therefore, it is sacrosanct.
Yep, the Lex Imperialis are basically the library of everything. Of all the laws. It's crazy. Why? What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius.
Spy Master.
I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Mm-hmm. Is there another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Okay. Why am I aboard this vessel?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible. I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
And make sure the rogue trader is a rogue trader and can go around. Otherwise, you might be shot and such.
But of course,
I gotta start reading those. Sorry,
you to a meeting
I forget.
with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthred von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
It's about time.
Look at that, though. All those people. Okay. Yep, so that's just icons. There's like different actions I can do, so. A massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value aboard a void ship. Yeah, because how many trees are going to be left when, you know, everything's metal. The sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. Sorry. Incomprehensible information is displayed on a large screen above the conjugators. You can make out references to unfamiliar systems and worlds among the numbers and logisticar symbols.
None shall stand in my way.
No one's standing anyway. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of the Sacred Laws of the Imperium. Yeah, it's a lot.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around.
It's a Lehman Russ tank.
Captain.
What's happening?
Yep, and the murder is starting already.
The servitors have gone berserk!
I don't blame them. Servitors are basically humans that are like criminals or just no one really likes them. So they get lobotomized and stuck with robot parts and turned into basically slaves. Yeah. So we will have to fight for our lives. So there's a turn order, so we gotta, wait for everyone to do their stuff and then enemies will move. Movement points determine how far we can move. So you're gonna be my servant because you're the best trained. And
Never wavered in the face of adversity.
push themselves.
I don't have time for this. Not a
You got
problem
this.
for me.
And then shoot.
All too easy.
And I miss with a 45% chance. That's fair. Okay, so that's my turn. I forget how to end my turn. Sorry, it's been a minute. I will figure this out. 1 second. That was that button, okay.
Suits my purposes.
Can I push myself? I doubt it. Nope. Alright. I'm gonna have to end the recording here, but we'll pick up right into the battle next time. Thank you guys for watching the first episode. Sorry if I didn't get too much, but it'll get faster now, hopefully.